All right, before we get started, the last couple of weeks we've had heaps of questions come in based on the last content that we shot here, which is really cool from small businesses.
Yes.
But something that I wanted to talk about, which is like just a real life situation, which I think is really cool,
Yes.
is as we were sitting on the couch over there before waiting to do this, you just went completely quiet. And you were so extroverted, you're so bubbly, so out there, and usually you're doing this
You can't shut me
all
up.
the time, but not today. Why? Why is that?
I was so nervous and
About doing something new?
yes, just coming here and doing this. This is a new experience, a new situation, and completely out of my comfort zone. So very nervous.
Yeah. If we were to take that like one layer deeper, do you think the nerves is because we're putting it out on like a public forum for people to see what we're talking about?
Yeah, 100%. It's fear of what people will think of
Yeah.
me, of you, of us. You don't want it to be cringy,
Yeah.
but then you can't get anywhere if you don't put yourself out there. But then it's really hard to put yourself out there as well.
Yeah. And I think that's something that, like, if I'm just talking freely here,
Yeah.
I think that's something that makes us probably a little bit different is we'll look back and be like, that was so bad, that was so shit. But we're not, we have the fear like anyone else, we're human beings,
Yes.
but we'll still give it a go.
Yes.
And I think sometimes, unless you're willing to give something a go, you're never going to take it to the next step. Does
Yeah,
that make sense?
100%. And I think we've done stuff and failed at it.
So many
and
times.
that's also super scary, but that's also reality.
Yeah.
But then that fear is also, you don't want people to judge you or think differently of you or anything like that. It's such a weird concept.
Yeah.
But that's
Scary.
life.
Yeah, definitely. That is super scary. Like, I think when I first started doing Clean Space and I started producing content, I really saw a gap in the market that I was like, okay, no one is really owning the social media space for what we're doing. Like, people have Google ads, people have those things, but if we really grasp that whole social media
Yes.
concept of it and make it interesting, make it personal, make it fun, I reckon we can create a whole sort of business element and business strategy from that, which has resulted in like all of our work only coming basically through referrals and social media,
Yes.
predominantly social media.
Yes.
But the whole fear of doing that, I look back at our early videos and I'm just like, yuck. Some of the stuff that we were
Yes.
doing, but that evolves. Like it's like an evolution.
Over
like
time.
you know how you see that old like graphic of like the monkey, and then it turns into the caveman. It's like we were the monkeys. And now we're
But
turning
even
into
if you
that.
wind it back a little bit further, you first started cleaning, and that could be like a fear of what people would think of you, that I'm
Yeah.
starting like cleaning. There's nothing wrong with that at
Yeah.
all. It's amazing. But you had to start somewhere
Yeah.
to then eventuate to be like, no, I actually love roofing and that side of it for the business to move in that direction. But you had to start somewhere
Yeah.
of the cleaning, which is where you started, to where you are now. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
And that is a huge thing, I think, with like what people will think or the stoppages that we put on ourselves, because now it's part of my story. Now I'm like, yeah, I'm a hustler. I'm an entrepreneur. I literally started cleaning toilets for a business
Yes.
that evolved into a great business that it is today. But
Yeah.
that is such a thing where, hey, what do you do? Do you say I'm a cleaner, or do you say I own my own company?
Yes.
Because it's more of a status thing rather than like, you know, and I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, but when you can release some of that and you don't care about that sort of stuff as much, and you're like, I'm just going to put myself out there
Yes.
and see what happens. I think people admire that, and that's what makes you different in the marketplace.
100%.